here with Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today is the October 25th shop update, which means there are a lot of new bars in the Etsy shop, like the Moonstone, the Apple Orchard, the Sorting Hat, Pumpkin Pie, Pumpkin Donut, the Popcorn. Today's soap is going to be in there. With that said, it is a fan-submitted design. Friend and subscriber, hey, it's Kim. Thanks for sketching this up and sending it to me. She is a really big fan of the It movies, like the Stephen King based book movies. Stephen King book based movies is that's what I wanted to say. I'm not a fan of horror films or novels, but I thought this would be a really good opportunity to do a horror themed soap, the one and only that I'm doing for this season. So let's get started. Let's make a Pennywise soap. So to get started here, I'm just going to mix together my lye and my oils as usual. I'm going to make 2 loaves of this. So sodium lactate and tussa silk in the lye solution, coconut milk powder, and some kaolin clay in my oils. And give that a whirl. I think my lightsaber stick blender, aka kitchen vibrator, is on its last leg, and I just ordered myself a new one, and sadly it is not in the shape of a lightsaber, so I'm going to be getting a normal one, a regular one. Sadly, I am going to miss the lightsaber one, and I'm sure my videos will be all out of order and I'll have the new one and making soaps with it before you guys even see this, and I'm sure I'll explain it then. So I'm going to try and keep this soap fairly simple. I've split off a tiny bit of my batter into this little container here that has some My Red Obsession in it from Nurture. I've not used this one before, but I'm hoping I still get a true red that doesn't bleed into the rest of the soap. Into the big container, I'm going to be adding some titanium dioxide dispersed in water and just giving those all a mix. I want to mix in my fragrance here, and I chose the Sweet Dreamer by Fragrance Buddy, and it's a very sweet scent, and I'll go into that in a minute. No idea how it's going to react in my soap. I really like buying from websites like Nurture Soap and Wholesale Supplies Plus that really give you all the information that you need, like if it discolors, and sometimes they'll give you pictures and just descriptions or really good reviews when I read them, to know how this is going to behave in soap, and I don't know how. So we are going to find out together, and I'm just mixing this in. I'm going to get my molds over here and we'll start pouring it in. In we go. So I'm trying to stick to the original design that Kim sent me, so I'm going to do my best, but I didn't quite know how to do like the clown makeup that she had in the middle, and so the best way I could figure out to do that was to do a hanger swirl with some red, and that is what I'm going to do to try and get that makeup look, I guess, the clown makeup look. So that's why I have this red here, and I'm just going to try to pour this in from up high, make a little bit of a mess, of course, and then I'm going to run the hanger swirl through it and just put some red swirls in this, and that's going to represent his makeup. I really hope this stays red as well, because I've never used this one, and reds are always so hard to achieve in cold processed soap. They never stay red, they always turn like pink. Alright, let's get my hanger swirl over here. Clean up my mess. So for the top of this Pennywise soap, I'm going to be using a 1M tip. This is a Carolyn Crumb, but there's also Wilton 1M is the same thing. And it's going to represent Pennywise's hair. So I was going for a reddish orange color. His hair is like it's hard to describe. It's not bright orange in your face, but it has like a little bit of a copper undertone to it. So I've mixed together some Fire Cider mica by Nurtures. I want to say Nature's Guard Nurtures soap with a little bit of Sunset Orange by Brambleberry to try and get that color down. I'm also going to be putting on these little red clown noses or gumballs. Soapy gumballs to represent like clown noses. I'm really trying to make this so that if you're a fan of the original or if you're a fan of the new one coming out, that you can appreciate this regardless. The scent that I chose, that Sweet Dreamer fragrance, had nothing to do with the name, obviously. I got it because it was a dupe of the Lush fragrance Candy Fluff. And the notes in it are bubblegum. Let me see here. Bubblegum. There you are. So bubblegum, sugary cotton candy, sweet apples, pears are blended together. And so when I think of candy apples and candy fluff and cotton candy, I think of the circus, and I was really trying to go for a carnival scent here to match the clown theme going on. And I didn't want to do just plain cotton candy. I've done that before. And a lot of fragrances that have sweet notes in them also have vanillin in them, and so I searched high and low for the right fragrance for this because I didn't want a brown soap, I wanted a white soap, but it had to remind me of like the circus and the carnival, and so this is what I landed on. And I really hope this doesn't discolor my soap. It does have 0.2% vanillin in it, and I figured that's not horrible, and hopefully it doesn't, you know, betray me here and turn into a nightmare. Instead of Sweet Dreamer. I know, I'm so funny and clever. I am not a fan of horror movies. I know I've probably brought that up before. I like doing these Halloween themed soaps, but I cannot get into watching the movies. I'm not a thriller or scary movie kind of person. And it's not because I'm scared or have nightmares, it's because I can't stay still or stay quiet. I am just jumping up and down and screaming at the TV the whole entire time or covering my eyes. So I tend to stay away from them because of that reason. So this one is all for the fans because I had a couple requests to do this. I thought this is for the fans. It is fandom, it is for Halloween, and I know it's really popular right now with the new It 2 movie that came out. So I thought I was trying to get this out for Halloween around the time of the movie because I know it is just really big right now. I've watched a little bit of the original, but again, I have not seen any of the new ones. I really do like that actor. It seems like he's doing a really good job at playing Pennywise, but yeah, I'd rather not stress myself out like that, thanks. Alright. Topping this off with my little clown noses. I will let this sit for 24 hours and then I will be back tomorrow to cut it. And I have these little balloons here that I'm going to put on the front of it, and maybe some blood splatter. Don't quite know what I'm doing with that yet, but maybe. So before I start cutting into the soap, I wanted to show you the embeds that I'm going to be putting on top. So I have these little red melt and pour balloon shapes. I will leave the link to that mold down below. So yeah, I have the balloons that are going to go on the front, and then I have this clay extruder here that I've put some black soap dough into, and then I have this little guy on here, and these are going to create the strings that are going to hang off of the balloons, and hopefully I'll get what I'm looking for here.
Running.
Alright, this has been sitting for like 4 days. We've been so busy. I have not been able to cut this, and it's been killing me. Let's see.
I like it.
I tried to keep those swirls very delicate to kind of emulate the way his makeup looks in the movie. He just has like these, I don't know how to describe it. You've seen it, right? It's kind of like streaks down his face. It's not necessarily like crazy looking makeup, but I wanted to keep the swirls very simple inside of there. Smell that. What's it smell like?
Like candy.
Like candy. It smells like bubblegum and taffy to me.
Yeah.
And so far the color's not really the fragrance is not really discoloring anything. So happy with how this turned out. I'm hoping it stays nice and white like that. I was a little worried about this red and I thought maybe it'd be too pink, but it looks good. I'm happy with it. Even the color of the soapy frosting is supposed to be like his hair. And then I have these little melt and pour balloons that I'm going to like attach to the front of them, and then I've got like little pieces of soap dough that I'm going to try and make some strings out of, and yeah, that is it. That is my Pennywise soap.
That's it.
And it is available today. If you're watching this, there is a shop update today, so be sure to go grab yourself one of these or go check out what else is in the shop. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. Any questions or comments, leave them for me down below. And until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day, and I will smell you later. Cool beans.